bullshit.
Yep.
Here we are going into game 1 of winners finals here. I didn't quite see what stage we're going on to. Small
Battlefield, yeah, relatively fair
decent
choice.
stage. Because that's another thing with Steve is, you know, such an in-depth character. You've got to really consider stage choice, not just in terms of the typical dimensions and platforms, locations, but also you've got to think about resources, right? You know, what materials is he going to be getting? How often is he going to be getting them?
Yeah.
It's just, it can be so difficult if you don't know where to pick.
Yep, for sure.
We're already seeing confidence from Owl, taking a nice early stock there with a forward edge guard. I don't know if you also noticed a bit earlier, but we saw Owl's SDI when he got a forward edge, and it was looking really strong. So you know, he's got that on lock.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, Owl's Sephiroth is no joke. But just as I say that, I curse.
He pulls a little silly on us. You know,
Yeah, pulls
get a little
silly.
bit goofy with that that up B.
Yeah. No, but I mean, like, you know, I think it's just a power move, in my opinion. I think he's asserting dominance. He's like, you know what, have the stock and watch me still win.
Yeah. Just needed to, you know, maybe he didn't like the rage for his combos. Who knows? You know, feeling a bit confident.
Yeah.
And I saw Gaia's been using that up B all day to sneak around Sephiroth's sword. We've got a few Sephiroths here. And that up B is quite a pesky one when it comes to sort of sneaking under the F tilt and forward airs. So he's been using it quite a lot to fight his way back to centre, and I'll be interested to see if he does it more and if Owl can pick up on it.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, very clean up B just underneath. I love Gaia's anvil traps by the ledge. He's always like layering it up with lots of blocks and just sort of mixing up the timing.
Any Steve worth their salt is going to have a plethora of setups ready to go.
Yeah, love that use of block as well by ledge. Yeah, no, it's going to take it. Now, is Owl going to be mentally strong enough to hold on to this game? That's the question. Because, I mean, after SDing, it can be very easy to think, oh, I would have had this if I didn't. I would have had this, I would have had this. But ultimately, you just have to realize that anything can happen. So just like that, now it's even, you know?
I think Owl is a seasoned enough player that he'll be able to push beyond that mentality.
For sure.
Even if a game doesn't go your way and you fall behind early, he's probably the sort of player that can go, okay, well, I'm just going to use this time to sort of get a download on my opponent, you know, get some information, see what I can figure out.
Yep.
But no, he's definitely not out of this game. It's looking pretty even on this last stock, despite being on the ledge against Steve. Finds the back throw to get a bit of a ledge situation himself.
Oh, very good counter call out.
If that was a minecart, he was super dead. And Gaia just can't find his footing right now. Does find the up tilt getting out of the corner, but...
Oh, that F smash is going to make this more even than I'm sure Al would like.
And here we go, we're seeing another setup, an interesting one this time. Oh, we got the
it's actually working.
Yoinky sploinky in the corner.
The yoinky sploinky. Oh, the spot dodge, the panic F smash. I think maybe Guy's just getting a little bit antsy for this kill. Oh, very good recovery, just trying to keep around that spike range.
Thing is both characters are yielding so much kill power at this point, and we're seeing that from Gaia building himself a wall behind so that he's got something to tech on should he need it.
Exactly.
I believe that was when Akala started winning tournaments. That was one of the main things he was doing differently, was he was building these walls behind him.
Yeah,
so that
once you're at death percent, you can just be like, actually, I'm going to just put a little barrier here.
And we are seeing these back airs now. From,
but hold on.
Just getting caught under the minecart there. And that's the trouble with minecart, is there is absolutely counterplay available, but you have to be so spatially aware, and just one little mistake like that, and it's it's just, you lose your stock. The risk reward it feels pretty hefty in Steve's favour.
For sure.
But you know, Hal's a seasoned player and he knows he can be punishing these minecarts, and that's why he's confident enough to go for them. So we'll see if he can sharpen up for game 2 here.
No doubt. Go run it back on the same stage. Fair enough. It felt so even that it was just like, yep, this seems like our stage. Let's just stick with it.
I feel like the thing is against Steve is, you know, he in terms of stage choices, you're not really going to be able to exploit him when it comes to a counter pick, I feel.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think both players, again, this speaks to their experience. They're going to be more than happy on this stage. You know, we're not seeing any particular shenanigans that are SBF specific, so.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Most
so
unfortunate SD.
Maybe a late reaction to sneak under the counter there, but it was just a bit too late.
Yep. Ooh.
And now this will be interesting to see how Owl adjusts his play with the lead, because if you were to point at a weakness of Steve, you might say that his approach game isn't the strongest. And, you know, that's kind of, you've allowed yourself this luxury now where you don't have to approach if you don't want to.
Yep.
And he might be able to find some things to exploit with it. We're seeing there in Minecart sort of as an attempt to approach, and Owl finding some good damage for his troubles.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Oh, I think hopefully Gaia's mentality is going to be strong here after that SD. It just seems like last game Owl did an SD, this game Gaia does an SD. But although this time, I mean, the SD was a little bit more understandable because it's kind of like he was worried about the ledge pressure. It was the lesser of two,
well, it was one of two evils, right? Where he either had to fly into the counter or do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Taking that stock, both players on second stock now. And I think both these players are high enough level and experienced enough that their mentality should be fairly unshakable. You know,
yeah.
I know Gaia has a fairly positive outlook for the game. You know, he's not one to get angry or upset. So you know, such good damage there in the corner. If that was Diamond, that could have been real trouble for Owl.
Oh, but
back air not quite going to take it.
That one was going to kill them.
Yeah, but
now that is going to kill.
That up B, if you know where to poke it, the up B is very vulnerable. It has maneuverability, but you know it does have a hitbox, but a tiny one, and it moves quite slow towards the end. And Owl aware of this, and just poking him with a little forward air and getting the stock.
Yep.
And again, you can see that confidence because he is running off with these forward airs. He knows where to pressure.
Gaia just not panicking, not shielding those orbs, just sort of being like, okay, they're not going to hit me for a while, I'm going to maintain that ledge pressure. But now, oh, hold on, the blocked are back here.
You still in? I just heard you whining and I wasn't sure what happened. Oh, because he won Giant Smash. Yeah, who'd he beat in Giant Smash, do you know? Yeah. I can get you a medal if you want.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I was going to say I could give out a medal for most Smash Adventure wins this season, but I'm not sure you'd get that one.
I probably wouldn't. I never win Smash Adventure.
Most Smash Adventure wins with Luigi? You've already got most set wins with Luigi.
Probably, I'm
yeah. And I've just seen over on a side stream that Jezzo's beaten Trundle, which I'm presuming was losers semis. Yeah, either one side of losers course. Okay, so there'll be losers semis going. So now everything's going to move over to mainstream, right? Yeah. Yeah.
What's the score? It's what? 1-0.
How do you not know what the score is? It's right. You're watching.
Yeah, I just kind of forgot.
You've fallen asleep.
Yeah, I'm resting.
Yeah.
I love using rest. Oh, well, I'm just trying to hide the fact that I don't really know what I'm talking about. When I commentate, I just sort of say random.
Bring the vibes.
I just say random stuff, I'm just like, oh, I'm
vibes,
sure this
raise the
matchup, this looks like a hard matchup for the X player. I don't know what the matchup is like because I don't see Jigglypuff on the screen, so I actually have no fucking idea what the matchup is like. I can't lie, folks.
The great thing about something like commentary is so long as you preface it with an I think, then you have absolutely zero liability because you're not claiming anything to be fact. You're just sort of saying, well, I can see this being bad, and if you're wrong, you're wrong. You'll get laughed at in chat, but that's what it is.
You want to know what I think right now? I think this game is pretty even.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see that Interesting to see that we've gone to town here. I think this is typically. It's weird because I know Steve gets quite a lot of wood on this stage, which in some matchups can be a bit of a counter pick because the wood blocks are a bit weaker. But we'll see how it plays out.
Yep. Makes sense.
Again, we're seeing these shenanigans in the corner, these setups. Again, going off with these confident forward airs, which I think is actually conditioning Gaia to go low and look for that ledge snap, and especially on a stage like Town, that sword is poking quite far through the bottom of that stage, so quite easily finding that stock there. Oh my god, that down air hit like 3 of those blocks.
Just decimated those blocks. It's definitely looking like a very good counter pick here.
Yeah. I mean, Owl is looking confident on this stage. He's doing well. He's not. Pretty close game. Because Sephiroth isn't someone that typically racks up massive damage in one combo string unless he finds a side B. But he's built up good damage there. 60%. Yep. He's built himself a comfortable lead. Now we do have a diamond. Are we going to use it on this stock? I would imagine so, but with a sword as long as Sephiroth's, it can be difficult to. Yeah,
only
okay.
just making it back there. It's so risky. Yeah.
And again, he really wants to be recovering low, but the confidence from Owl just to be poking at these recoveries, it's really suffocating Steve off stage.
Yep.
You know.
Oh.
But that
pretty good minecart
that
there.
wheelie on the minecart is going to take the stock.
For sure. I mean, like, you know, all his Gaia needs now is just one strong combo, which he's starting to fish for.
He probably is going to need to mine for another diamonds to take these tools all the way to the end of the game. I would imagine he's really low on resources at the moment. He's scrapping pretty well, but he's going to struggle to push his advantage too far without more resources. And God forbid he gets put in disadvantage. He's going to be real lacking for options. But he's got some wood on deck now, so you know. God, that up air just absolutely decimating that anvil. It did not care at all. Yeah, really, really nice bait and punish there from Owl. You know, calling out these minecarts with the back air.
Pretty good parry. Not sure if it was needed, but that's cool.
So and there's this other. Okay, couldn't have come at a better time. He's got that second diamond. He's got fresh tools.
Sick combo.
Owl just sneaking out at the end, but you've got to be really careful in the corner here because this damage is just going to come out of nowhere. Does find the back air, and that is going to take it. Town and City, you know, smaller blast zones coming into favour there. They are going to run it back.
Yep, they're going to run it back. I mean, like, honestly, when Steve got the diamond tools, I thought this is so winnable for Steve.
Yeah, we've seen it so many times, haven't we? Where you die off the top or off the side, and you just see Steve is back turned, crafting away at that table, and you're like, oh, here we go.
Yeah,
what's he cooking up for me? You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Sephiroth.
Is it zombie time? Almost.
Okay.
Alright.
To game 4 here. Owl really seems to have found his footing in the matchup, playing confidently, but as we've seen time and time again with Steve, he really can punish you for just one little mistake. So, you know, if Owl wants to be confident in this last game, he's really going to have to, you know, play pretty perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, right now, we got Gaia just sort of holding the center stage, just doing some fun little block patterns here, just getting his mining out, just not really letting Owl get in too much.
No, yeah.
Saying that, just as I start describing that, Owl is finding a lot of good openings.
Yeah. And this is the thing is, as a Steve player, if you're putting down all these setups, you know, all these blocks, that's just like you're really draining the energy of your opponent because the similar to when you play against like a snake, for instance, you know, the mental capacity required to navigate all of these silly little things is really quite draining. So, you know, especially if you're planning on taking this to a game 5, which Gaia certainly is, that will play to your favour for sure.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah,
the wall's not going to save you there, unfortunately. You thought that wall, you thought you were clever, you know, building yourself a little wall that, I'm safe here, but no, that is a big old fireball.
That's okay. Guy just needs a nice strong hit. I mean, he's got diamonds. Yep, that will
tilt
be the
back
hit.
Center stage on a nice long flat
he
stage.
started building something rather phallic there, but I don't think unfortunately, I don't think he had the time to finish his wonderful creation before it started getting griefed by Owl.
And I'd like to point out that we've seen Owl get stuck in what we would typically see as like the jab blender quite a few times, but every time he's managed to get out of it and avoid the spike at the end, so he's clearly SDIing and clearly doing a good job to avoid that setup, because not so earlier in the day we saw If to see a similar thing and he tried to SDI through Steve and he died for it a couple times, so...
Yeah, absolutely.
And Owl working his way back into this game.
City's a stage hazard, so I mean, you just sort of have the platform to do some of the fighting for you.
That air dodge came out so close to the...
Oh, if that was a read, that was a very, very good call out.
Yeah. I mean, as I said earlier,
he's like, I'm just gonna shield this time. I'm not messing with that. Oh, but he does it.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is outside of minecart and up B, Steve's mobility is fairly restricted. You know, he has those burst options, but you know, they can be pretty predictable in nature. So, you know, if you get a player that is like Owl, who's perceptive and has good spacing, then he's going to sort of snuff out these options pretty confidently later in a set.
Yeah, for sure.
But that back air is going to take it, and we're going into the last stock on game 4 here. Fairly even. You know, Steve will make up this 40% quite confidently.
Hold on.
Yeah, and there it is. You know, not finding the spike hit at the forward air doesn't matter. Even game.
Oh, no, it's starting to look good for Gaia. Gaia is saying, I am
Ooh,
not
that would have
losing
been
that
game.
easily.
That was very close.
Oh, they're getting poked now. Okay, very good minecart. The tech in place.
Yeah. How is he going to get out of this corner?
Yeah, a lot of pressure in the corner right now. Just slowly shielding, parrying his way through.
Yeah,
Tries
good
to go
patience
for a
to
back
get
air,
past
but
the
it just
seat.
gets stuffed out. Oh, it can really go to anybody, but with Owl's efforts.
Yeah,
Ledge
I think he was
trapping,
conscious
but
of the down air
didn't
and he
even
knew
get
he
to
had
the
to take that
chance.
particular angle, but
Yeah.
I think Al did a really good job that set in sort of manipulating how Gaia was recovering off stage. You know, he was really good with his pressure with those forward airs and down airs, and it took otherwise really